Hello everybody, it's Monica Health with your daily Fishers Health Department update. Today is Friday, September 18th, and we are getting ready to head into what should be a lovely weekend and a lovely week ahead. I hope you guys have some great and safe plans. As far as our daily update on numbers, our case rate today is at 13.54. That is a decrease. That's the lowest we've seen it in a while. Our percent positivity as a county is at 5%, and our Fishers testing site is at 4.12%. All of those things are looking really good. I just want to thank all of you for doing all of the measures you can to participate in keeping our community safe, allowing our kids to go back to school safely, making sure that we're all washing our hands, wearing our masks, and distancing as much as possible while still being able to live our lives and get out and about in a safe way and protect our local economy. So thank you so much. I did want to just talk a little bit about some mental health things that might be of interest to those of you with children. The CDC has recently updated some of their guidance for coping with stress for kids and adolescents and young adults during COVID. So I thought I would just touch on that briefly. So for children, some important things to keep in mind as you're kind of monitoring that mental health status of your children. You want to make sure that you're maintaining a routine. And I know that's a little bit difficult since they've been in this hybrid status, some of them, and are getting ready to go into full school. But that routine of whatever type it is, and it's okay if it changes, but just if you're staying home with them, if you're staying virtual, it's going to be less stressful for them if you can keep a solid routine in place. Keep talking to your children, listening, encouraging them in any way that you can. Make sure that you're giving accurate information to them. I think it can be very confusing for them if they're hearing different information from different sources. And make sure that you're teaching just simple steps that they can do so that they can feel empowered to help themselves as well, because sometimes just not knowing what the recommendations are, what they can do, even if they're little, sometimes that can help. You can also involve them in that teaching. For example, hand washing, sing your alphabet song, get in between your fingers, and that can be a fun activity. You can also make soap with them, so that might be a fun activity to do. You can just lots of activities out there. Again, the CDC has suggestions. I'm sure you can find lots of other great suggestions in all sorts of places. You do want to be alert for any kind of behavior changes because these times are stressful for all of us, and sometimes that will show up in kids as behavior changes. And most importantly, just keep reassuring your kids about their safety. That's the main thing. They just want to feel that reassurance that you're keeping them safe and doing everything you can to make sure that they're safe. If they are hearing different things from different people, that may be confusing for them. For the older, like the teenagers and young adults, maybe your kids have headed off to college or are in the, high school ages. They're going to want to know some different kinds of things. For example, what to do if they're sick, especially if they've just gone off on their own. What do they do if they get sick? Where can they get treated if they do fall sick? So they're going to want to be prepared for these kinds of things. You might want to tell them to take a break from the news, and I think we could all probably heed that advice. Sometimes the news itself can be stressful. It's a bit of a vicious cycle, and I know I personally have to take quite a lot of breaks from the news as well, and social media as well. Social media can be detrimental to health, especially if you're doing it late at night. It can interrupt with your sleep, and if you don't get enough sleep, that can be detrimental. So all of these things kind of spin us in different circles in different ways. The other young adults are going to want to know how to take care of their body. So, probably you've prepared them well with all of these tips, but remind them that it's important that they take care of their body, especially if they've been heading off to college. That can be very distracting as they get in their new routines and have a lot of new responsibilities. And then finally, every one of us will need to make sure to take time for ourselves to unwind. So a lot of you may be heading back to work or heading into new routines as we start sending the kids back to school. So make sure that you are taking some time for yourself to unwind. I think the routine disruption can be disorienting for all of us, not just the kids. So anyway, I hope you guys have a safe and healthy weekend. We will be out at the farmers market this weekend with some masks if you want to stop by and pick one up. Thanks.